Oh, folks, I want to put a little thought in this evening as to how, in our society, poor folks are getting hammered too. I don't know if you ever observed, but you take some poor devil, he makes $7 an hour. He has some old junk car that hauls him to a $7 an hour job, and he puts things on his credit card because lots of times he can't afford it any other way. And they jack his interest rate through the roof. I mean, he's the person that can least afford outlandish interest rates. But the creditors out there, they have a little network, and they collude with each other. And I don't know about the rest of the country, but here in Texas, if you're behind on one payment, then the other creditors have access to that information, and they can jack up your interest rate on the, even though you might have never been behind on whatever you were buying from them, but they can jack up the interest rate because you're behind over, at Joe Blow credit card place. Bad checks. Now, there are a lot of people out there that just routinely write bad checks, but then there are other folks that try, that try to leave things like they are, and once in a while, things get short and they'll bounce a check. $50, $60 check charges. I mean, they didn't have money in the first place. Now they're going to have these amounts of money, to make it right. And a lot of times, of course, they'll have a $55 check charge with the bank, $60 with whoever he gave the check to. I mean, it mounts up. And in line with this attitude about people that are at the lower end of the economic strain, I've been watching that thing on television. I'm sure you've all seen it. See people hanging out the window screaming, "It's my money and I want it now!" And I won't mention the name of the company, but there's several of them out there, and what they do is they'll take an annuity payment, like if you've, say you had a rich uncle that died, and he leaves you $100 grand, but he stipulates that it's to be paid out, in so much a month. And of course, the objective of this is to give this poor devil some income over a period of time. That was the purpose. Well, you got this predatory sucker out there with this basket load of money telling him it's your money and you can spend it now. And usually the average percentile that they keep of an annuity like that for cashing it out for you is 20%. That's the average. Some of them go up to a full third. Like if you've got $100,000, they're going to take 33,000 of it and give you the other, probably $60,000. And old Uncle Schubert or whoever it was left you the money. His total purpose for doing it was subverted. And usually the reason Uncle Schubert did it was because that in his judgment, the individual that he gave the money to, wasn't sophisticated enough to realize that, that I shouldn't spend it all at one time. So, he spent it out. Yeah, I'll space it out over a period of time. And these guys that do these annuity things, they come along and sell you a bill of goods that, it's your money. You sell it, you spend it now. You might want a new car. I don't know what, but maybe a six-pack of beer, whatever they are. But Uncle Schubert's idea is in the tank, and the other guys get a third of your money. And generally speaking, the people that are in that social structure, when they get their buyout, they spend it. I mean, within a year or two, they don't have any money. They don't have an annuity coming in. It's all gone. And I don't think that these companies should be allowed to advertise this on television. Now, there is a purpose for this function. There are people that, bankers and Wall Street moguls and whatnot, that will go out and generate big lumps of money, and it's in an annuity, but they have money to begin with, and now they know how to manage it. and they'll want their money out, and they feel like it's to their advantage, of course, to cash out and go. That's a whole different story. What I'm talking about is the predatory practice of getting on television and running these ads to people that just flat don't know any better. There's one old boy in one of those ads. It looks like he'd get excited over a shipment of fudgesicles. I mean, he just poor devil. He's on the phone and he's rocking back and forth. They're going to give me the money. They're going to give me the money. You know, of course, what's going to happen is they're going to give him a percentile of his money, and he's going to be broke. I call it predatory. They shouldn't be allowed to do it. They need to open a shoe store or something. You know, go make an honest living, and let these poor guys alone, because it just shouldn't happen. Anyway, that's my thought for the day.